Hello, and welcome back to our second match of today. Another best of three series between Order and Grayhound. We did just see Order take out Legacy to be here. This is for the IEM Katowice 2019 qualifiers. You're joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, Bemi. How you doing, Bemi?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm super excited for this matchup, to be very honest. How are you, Jeff?
I am super excited as well because the Legacy Order game was pretty wild. Definitely look at the VODs for that match. But that said, though, we are ducking into things now. Order starting off on the T side. They want to get some kind of real estate on A, but Dexter has the shot lined up. Turns this into a 2 versus 4 bomb plant defense situation. That is bad news for them.
Bad news bears. They're going to be able to take this very slowly. Sterling just going to come in, Malta just wrapping things up, and that, if they had all 5 members, that would be the cleanest it could be, but that was just absolutely well done. Very good patience, and good investment of not using too much utility, but we'll see how this goes. Order may go for the force buy here, or they may just decide to do a full save, depending on which. The update's still kind of up in the air along the lines of that, but looking like they're going to invest into the Deagles, which is kind of an interesting thought process. I'm not necessarily sure round 2, but we'll see how that breaks down for them, Jeff. Hopefully they'll be able to get some value out of it.
Well, yeah, I think the Desert Eagles are really just designed to try and do some real damage to Grayhound. I don't think they're expecting to win this one, but really it's more about making sure that their round 3 is pretty bad, because Order are going to be able to buy up completely. They have AKs, and if they ruin any chances that Grayhound has to really upgrade or invest into that third round, then that's pretty good for them. A bit of a side note, this is actually a repeat of a best of 3 that we saw a few days ago between these two teams. The exact same maps as well in a best of 3 situation. And Inferno was picked by Order. Oh, yeah, and they're just getting torn down there. I mean, Zeph's the only one who's been able to get anything back. But Inns, you don't have a pistol. You don't have a rifle. If you throw your pistol away, you're not going to be able to. Yeah,
it's the ultimate bait.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deagle. They just walk around. It's like, oh, free Deagle. Just get stabbed. But not going to work out in the long run. Inns is just kind of low in health, and they don't know really what to do in this situation. Just go crazy, I guess. Maybe find somebody in pit. They're focused on that right now, but Balcony is just not safe at the moment whatsoever. Dick Stacy holding down Library, and this kind of allows anybody that's trying to travel, go around the world, whatever, just sort of stop them dead in their tracks. And there's going to be Zeph seeing what he can do, I guess. Try to see if he can get a plant. The bomb doesn't have the bomb even, so this is pretty much a round done. Only managing to really get 1 kill off, and it might have been worth it. I don't think so, though. I think they're going to be just fine. It's going to be necessarily close, though, so this is going to be even more crucial for Order to try to take this round right away.
Well, yeah, and this is the situation I think they were absolutely working towards there, because if you take a look, they don't really have any rifles, bar the FAMAS, the rest is just SMGs. They will have the AWP, though, and I think Sterling might be in a position to really help them out here. And that's how he does it, with a collateral through Hats and Zeph there. That is... Oof. That is... I felt that from here, okay?
I know! There was a passionate shot right there. That was as fiery as it gets, through the flames of Molotov and on Banana, and just peek and just get your double kill right there. Nicely done. Holding down the... Ooh, and good idea to fall back. Not going to go for gold at the moment, as they just know that they're just so down. They're rushing into things, and it's just so risky. And Greyhound's been very patient, and this has been something that they've been allowed to sort of get away with.
Oh, if Sterling matches that utility to a shot there, I mean, he could have wallbanged there and done some serious damage as well. But I think he's made the reasonable decision to fall back. He is just going to waste as much time as possible. That's the AWP down. And that's an AWP in the hands of Alistair, so he might be able to get some payback himself.
Alistair could potentially do it. They are flushing him out right now, and they will be nicely done. Imagine able to get through the fire and just able to take them out, and really all there's left. Ooh, Dexter, I was about to say, but this is pretty much all said and oh, hello. Why did they fall back? Are they not aware that they are there? Nope. That is going to be the case. Dick Stacy, nicely done though, and Malta able to follow up, and pretty much they pinched them out. They didn't lose the op in the end though, but it was quite expensive to not lose that op, Jeff.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's that was a pretty good effort from Order, especially considering how that round started off with. And Sterling's got the AWP again. They've given it over to him, and we're going to see a bit of a force up from both sides here. Greyhound's, of course, going to be a bit more comfortable with it. The other side, Order, not so much. They've had to sacrifice a little bit of utility, but that said, though, Zeph has had enough. This is a man pushed to the edge and then killed quickly thereafter. But sorry, that was Alistair. Actually, my apologies. But anyway, this is a very quick approach onto this A site there, and they've been able to secure it. 3 versus 4 situation. Greyhound, I don't think they have the economy to weather this, so the move might be to save here. And you're actually already seeing Urcast go right around the long way. He's going to go through to the apartments, but between them, they're not going to have the time to really take this back.
No, they might just opt for the save. No pun
Yeah.
intended. Even though they don't have an op, that was awful.
Yeah, that was exquisite.
What was that?
Interesting positioning here. I mean, the bomb's quite close to them, so they should survive. But it's yeah, that hurt them a lot more than it would have otherwise.
Yeah.
Again, ever since well, exactly. I was just gonna say that. Ever since he did that, I'm waiting for it now. Just sorting out, but yeah, that would have been very cheeky, but won't happen. And Order secure themselves the first round of this best of 3 series. That's good news for them.
Yeah, it's good news for them, and it's kind of the economy's a little back and forth. They just need to slow down a little bit. I'm always for rushing, but the thing is at the moment. Oh, okay. Well, I mean that works. That's fine. Yeah, that's definitely tactically rushing. There we go. That's super good because originally they were just kind of using utility to like flush down, hold position, and like normally just try to control banana or mid, and not really much going for the site. So they had little to nothing on the site, which didn't really help them out that much. So now they are. I really like what they're doing right now. There's a lot more utility that they're holding on to this time. They just got to be. Actually, nobody's on the op. Never mind. I was about to say like they got to be careful of maybe potentially. Well, who knows? But still,
this is interesting because Urcast was jumping there. He wanted a spot for information on that banana position there. It's the main reason why he was the only one on that site, is that if he could get that call early, he could call in the rotate there. But that said, though, the action's really happening around second mid as Zeph does get one, but he's straight out by Dick Stacy. Inns takes that one back and forth, but Dexter, he could be the deciding factor there, but he whips the first shot, gets the second, but he's out of ammo by that point, and they have a feeling as to where, because Hats quickly corrects his aim, and yeah, pretty much ends that round right then and there. It's Urcast might have been able to do something if he was able to run down or basically back up mid there, get the flank on them, but Hats just spotting him and going, "Oh, hi." Sends him a friendly little wave in the form of an AK bullet, and yeah, that's it. Greyhound will not win that one. They're actually forced onto a bit of an eco here. A few pistols, bits of utility there, grenade and flash, but that'll be it. Order have a chance to build up some momentum here.
Order definitely does have a chance. It's early in the first half, and they managed to get that round 4 or 5, and that's going to allow them to just have a solidify hold. And especially with this partial save, they will be pretty much if they stop this dead in their tracks and then play a lot more safely in the next round, they will be pretty much guaranteed to almost take the lead and make it 4-3 in their favor. We'll see how this goes for them, though. They are kind of just investing into B, and that seems like a good investment indeed. Engine going to be able to find a kill along with the rest of the gang. Nobody have flower beds because they're all dead. Order, you killed them all. Don't worry about it, except for Dexter and Sterling. They are at two opposite ends of the world, and it will just be shut down. And that is going to be pretty much the round right there. It is a partial save after all, Jeff, so nothing to get too excited about, but I'm quite excited to see how the next round will go. This will be either the moment that Order takes the lead or Grayhound will still keep them under the bus.
Well, Sterling is waiting, and he's got 5 Ts heading his way. A couple of them low health, so with some well-placed shots, he might be able to do something. But Zeph is waiting for this. He is. Oh no, he pulls his knife out. I don't think they'll ever really know how close they were to each other.
Maybe they will. Okay, they did.
Yep, they found out. Yeah, so looking at what Greyhound wanted to do there, they had a good idea in that they were keeping Dick Stacy back out towards CT, looking at that B side. He threw the flash in, and it blinded them, but to a degree. But the rush in with the pistols there to follow it up and win the round didn't work. So more just to point out is they had an idea, just rush into danger without any real idea, thought about it. They But anyway, they're back on pistols again. See what they can do. They got a bit more utility this time though. Might be able to follow it up with something good.
Good. They're on armor right now. They're just holding it down at Banana. They are going to get overwhelmed, though, just because it's just only Dick Stacy. Dick Stacy, amazing player, but it's one player versus three. That sometimes doesn't really work out in the end, but it looks like they're just telling the information is going to be at B, so that's fine. They're just going to go ahead, move on over there, see what they can do about this team fight. I think they're just going to let them get the plant because they would rather have even man advantage as opposed to not having anything at all. Dick Stacy, they're gonna try something. They do manage to find hats, but Zev will shut that down quickly, and now they have the bomb planted. But they're going through the smoke, and my God, Malta able to get a double kill, but they're able to stop Alistair. Nicely done, or no, ins actually. That's gonna be a headshot. Oh, they managed to get ins as well. There's the op left. Alistair could get a crazy shot into Dexter. I think that might be just a round one. If it was the op, maybe they stood a chance, but Alistair on that op is a very dangerous player, and they now will have the lead, Jeb.
Yeah, that's not a bad eco from Greyhound either. That's a lot of damage done, but Order, they have the money to replace it. The metaphorical flex tape, if you will, to fix that damage.
Just gonna say.
And Greyhound are able to buy back into this. They've sacrificed a few helmets, but of course, AKs and AWPs helmet is there as decoration only.
Yeah,
that's Order. They're not going to keep any eyes on Banana, and the fact that Greyhound isn't really looking to get too much information from that either means that they're gonna keep fairly default positions.
Certainly keeping the default positions, the textbook, but also maybe a little bit easier to read. But seems like Order right now, just in this crucial stage, they are keeping it safe. But ooh, there's a trade in the smoke, and Dexter's able to get one kill. They dropped the bomb just for a hot minute. We'll see how this goes though. Just peeking above hay bales, and they're just gonna be able to take him down. Nicely done, taking out Sterling. And ooh, they're gonna see what they can do. They haven't addressed Pit yet. They're just trading at the moment, and I think Greyhound would really like not to trade. Well, that's certainly not trading. That is just going down right away, and Order, nicely done, just letting them play their game, letting Greyhound play their game, just going through the smoke and not rushing into it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'd want to see from Order. It should be noted that this is again their map pick. That's kind of what I was saying. It's really just a bit of deja vu here, because a couple of days ago, Greyhound and Order were in a best of 3 series. First Inferno, then Dust 2. So, yeah, no, Greyhound actually did take them out 2-0 that time around. So that was, yeah, I think the fact that they are able to play this one out again hopefully means that Order's taken the time to analyze what went wrong the first time around. It was a 16-10 that time, Greyhound winning Inferno, and then 16-2 on Dust 2. So as an additional to that, I would say that Order's best chance at winning this best of 3 series really is to take out Inferno here. Tactical pause is undone. They're going to be running into this. Greyhound themselves, a few pistols, a little bit of armor, and a bit of utility to go along with it as well. Again, I'm not entirely certain you'd want to go for the helmet in this case, but they have.
Certainly neither here nor there. They're just going to go ahead, rush into apartments. They might be able to get a double kill. But, ooh, imagine, kind of an awkward moment. They will be able to not pick up any weapons, but they do manage to get a kill on. Alistair's kind of the golden goose, if you will, at the moment. They would love to make them drop that op. They are at such a good economy state right now. And they are just going to go ahead and just take out everybody. This is just a partial save at the moment, but every time they do partial saves as opposed to one full save, they are going to have a little bit of a harder time coming back in and trying to contest for that lead at the moment, Jeff.
Speaking of coming back in, Dick Stacy does manage to get himself a pretty decent headshot there, so if he wants to follow this up, he should be able to grab himself the AK and run away with it. A little bit of utility there. He actually picks up the Molotov, so all things considered, whilst it's not a great round for the team as a whole, he's at least managed to get something from it.
Salvageable.
Yes, indeed. And that's the thing, whenever you're playing CT, AKs are, they're nice to have. I mean, if only for the fact that you don't have to buy a rifle yourself as a result of it, but they're also much higher damage output if we want to go into CS 101 here. But Order, with the exception of Imagine's still fine as well. I mean, yeah, that's really kind of a bit of a telling sign as to how the momentum on T side is going for you when your poorest player has just over $5,000.
That's a good spot. That is a very good spot to be in. I couldn't agree more, and I can't be even more in depth about that because that is pretty much just saying right now that they are playing it right. They are just doing what they can at the moment. But as I cast a curse, that Sterling will be managed to find Alistair right now, and they dropped that op, and also the bomb as well. Or no, they did not pick up the bomb. They left the bomb at spawn. Never mind. Excuse me. Dick Stacy just taking out Zeph right away, and already this is looking pretty good, holding down a banana, and this might be the round where they start slowly climbing their way back up. I'm really happy to see this as a relatively close game right now, Jev, as things are looking pretty spicy at the moment. Holding down once again at that pit, and Malta hoping to find some sort of prey.
Well, yet, knowing that they'd severely discouraged Order from going to that B site, they've been able to place a lot of attention on A.
Oh, they are going to be able to follow though, and that is pretty nice. Just able to get those peak headshots right beyond the boxes, and that is going to be finally a round for Greyhound. They can buy back in once again, though very expensive buy, so now they need to make this worth it. But they have hurt the economy a little bit. But Alistair and Zeph could very well just help their friends get back into it at the moment. They're not really in the worst of states, but they need to just be a little bit careful.
Well, I thought there might have been a bit of a gap in that smoke, but no. Alistair.
Yeah, it looks like him.
He might want to get out there. That's very expensive if he loses that. But he does get the gap there. There's nobody there to really kill though, so a bit of a mute point. And just speaking on that before, as you said, it was pretty expensive for Greyhounds, but the AKs here, they've got 3 of them. That will help things just a little bit.
Yeah, it'll help out a lot as they can just counterfire at the moment, looking like there's just the calm before the storm right now, Jev, as they're just trying to figure out if they want to go A or B. And right now, looking at this map, looks like B is the place, but still addressing the situation, looking like they're sending out ins to just sort of scout out or not ins, but hats at the moment just to scout the information, seeing what they can find. All they'll find is Urka.
Oh yeah, Dexter, well-timed peek onto mid there, deletes Alistair, and that's pretty much the AWP killing power removed right then and there, and they're actually getting a lot of real estate on B. Because this Greyhound doesn't know where they're going to go.
I have no idea. Urka, are they going to be able to find a kill? Yes, they will. They have been playing a little bit patiently. They are aware that they are there, so they're probably just going to go ahead and rush into planting that bomb right now. It doesn't find a shot, but they're trying to be careful about it, and they're waiting for the rest of the team to come into play. They're just trying to debate how to come through. Either through by left or construction. And Malta is going to be able to find a double kill. They do go down, but Sterling's able to follow up, and that should be the round right there. That is going to be the defuse, and nicely done by Grayhound.
Yeah, I mean, I think a bit of that was definitely just some perhaps generous peeking from Order. I mean, the noose was tightening around them on that B side, so they wanted to get some early advantages wherever they could there. But the unfortunate side of that is that it pretty much just backfired and allowed Greyhound to get the shots they wanted, because they were pretty much holding back there. And I mean, once they'd effectively eliminated Urcast from that site there, their positions could have been solidified. They could have just gone to defensive positions and at the very least try to run the time down, but it was not to be. On the other hand, we do have a timeout that has been called here. It's just been undone there, so I believe that might have been Order just wanting to talk about what happened there and see how they can try and correct things to stop those situations from happening in future.
Yeah, I think maybe there was a little bit of hesitancy, not hesitancy, but just very passive plays to the point where, you saw stuff like Dexter just sort of peeking around close to A and just sort of being able to get them nearby apartments and stuff like that, where they were able to get away with, and Dick Stacy managed to also get a kill early on, and just sort of stuff like that allowed them to just sort of have the game control at the moment, and also really good patience by I think was Urka at construction that allowed them to just sort of have sort of a false sense of security around the B site, and that really, the fact that they managed to also get a frag as well before everything went down is really great.
Well, yeah.
Good thing for Order that they were able to get the bomb plant. And sorry about that. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was just gonna say, Urcast has been a pretty consistent factor in the Australian CS scene for quite a while there. He's got quite a bit of experience, so you can really see it show in moments like that. We've got a wraparound onto this B site. Able to get one kill. Zeph kicking things off. He will kill off Urcast. And that is it. That leaves everything on the back of Dick Stacy, who's on 31 health himself. As he gets burnt out, though, they know that he's probably hiding in there, and they know for sure now because he's dead. And I think this should be perhaps a save with a few exit frags coming in from Greyhound, but they might ignore me entirely. Go for this. I don't think it would be the right move, though.
Nope, especially with that. But Sterling's able to get Zeph, and I think now they will start listening because they definitely don't want to lose the op. For sure, in the long run, Sterling's just going to go ahead and handle A. And it looks like Alistair is just going to be on the hunt. Oh, they might be able to get a couple of frags here, depending on how things line up. Looks like Sterling is going to definitely be able to do that. Oh, my goodness. They're not going to be able to do that. That was... I just felt the jump scare for them right there.
Yeah. I mentally played the Metal Solid exclamation, "You've been detected."
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But if you look at this though, Greyhound going on to a double AWP setup here, and we sometimes see this when teams just want to sit back on more killing power, holding angles more than anything else there because they want this to stop. They have said enough. Interesting angle that Sterling's got there. He didn't get anything for it, but at the very least, he didn't get picked off by his counterpart sniper on order. Alistair won't get the shot. They're falling back very far.
Holding in, and they're just waiting to. Well, they don't have much to go on. They are just kind of waiting for them to come to the point. They don't want to overextend a little bit. They don't have much going on. The flower bed's not going to find much results. Dick Stacy, unfortunately, going down. Urkos just going to go ahead and get the frag, though. Bomb will be planted, but there's things that could potentially happen. They just need to wait for the group to come back. Or do they go for the save, Jeff?
I think at this state, they're definitely going for the save. I mean, yeah, they're falling back slowly. They want to see what they can get away with, but yeah, the time's just run down too much. It's all about exit frags now, and even then, you see they're just flat out running away. I mean, Malta might be able to get something, and he's going to throw the incendiary, and that's actually going to give away his position there. So whether he's actually able to run back from that is another question. In fact, oh yeah, I see why he was doing that. He was hoping he might be able to lock some of those T players onto the site, or if they had to run through the incendiary, they'd be weak enough that when the bomb went off, it'd actually kill them. So, nice idea, but it did not provide anything fruitful.
Allow them to live in the long run. So good on them, as they were just trying to make sure that they were alive. I don't know. I was glass half full. 200 IQ.
Ooh, that double grenade will do some wonderful things there. They have a couple of return utility bits and pieces flying through there. It'll weaken Urcast just a little bit, but enough. And yeah, that was a little bit
Sick.
spicy, delicious,
Yeah.
scrumptious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're best friends.
Inns is not best friends with Dexter. In fact, he just shot him in the face. It's not what best friends do. And this provides a little bit of momentum on this A site, but the call to rotate has come in here, and we'll have 3 CTs on A, but only 1 on this B sites there, and the initial kills come in there. Sterling completely undone, but Dick Stacy looks just get 1. He won't be able to follow it up in a 2v1 situation. Don't know if Urcast wants to go for this. He's definitely running at it like he wants to.
I would have gone for the save, but I suppose they just want to make sure that they're not too far
I don't think
behind.
so. He's really walking up into this. That smoke is...
Ooh.
Oh my god! That was...
Okay. That was an anticlimactic ending, but that was a pretty sick shot in the first part. But I think that was a little bit risky to go into. Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of money to buy into it, but Urkosh will not be able to afford into having an op, and I think maybe that's what they would want to have. But I suppose it was very close of a game that they're not too worried about it. But there's the score right there. It's the last of the first half, and the 6-9 would be super nice, but we'll see how that goes for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, perhaps the line of thinking was that we have to force up next round anyway. Why don't we try to make things at least a little bit more bearable? That's... Speaking of Bears, this is bad news, Bears. Greyhounds, if they lose their first players, they lose the second one as well. And Dexter wants to sit in the sandbags there. Might catch somebody out, and Malta...
Oh, wow. Well, it's a
points for effort. And that is it. This is looking to be a very clean final round of this half for Order.
5-10's not that bad. Oof.
And there we go. That is a pretty good, start for Order. This is they've in that first half, they have managed to hit all the rounds they got the last time these two teams met up in total. So Again, if they want to win this best of 3, I think Inferno is gonna be the key to that. If they want to get to the 3rd map, and Inferno is definitely gonna be the key to that, and this is how you do it. If you look at the cookbook, that is Order, winning a best of 3 against Greyhound. This is, yeah,
With a little
we've got
dash
to
of
keep
salt,
yes.
1 tablespoon.
Like most of my cooking attempts, that metaphor fell to pieces, but the second half should be kicking off soon.
Yeah, just need to put in 10 minutes in the oven and it should be good to go. Let's see here. All right, so let's look at how Greyhound and Order have been doing. I think honestly at the moment just it's really come down to a lot of the times they've liked to use their utility to get towards the site to the point where like earlier in the rounds, Order wasn't able to just do much in the site. So once they got on the site, they didn't have like any flashbangs or smokes per se that allowed them to sort of just have that tactical advantage against Greyhound. And then Greyhound would just sort of let them, rush through their own smokes and then just wipe them out right away. And now Order playing a lot more smarter and just these reflexes are unbelievable. We saw like a couple of flanks coming from Greyhound and Order, just sort of stopping that right away. Maybe they got one or two frags from Greyhound, but like in the end, Order would be able to retaliate that quite quickly. And I think, honestly, also just the fact that they are holding on to utility a lot more just allows them to just have a better advantage into getting some great plays and great use out of their utility. They've been a lot more patient of a team, and I really like that. And I think they understand the importance of what you're saying in your recipe, Jeff. Just that they need to make sure that they win this map. So just in case Greyhound pops off on their map pick, they have something to fall back to. And Inferno it's a pretty good map for them, for Order, and I think they are
Well,
definitely reading into they're picking up what you're putting down, Jeff.
it's also worth mentioning that Order, yeah, it is definitely their map pick. They lost this to Legacy earlier today, and
Oh,
yeah, well, that's the thing though. Legacy is a bit of a different beast, and Greyhound, I would say would be a bigger challenge on this map, but Order, I think perhaps they just took it as a bit of a warm up and have come back into this with force, with gusto. That's the second half has now started. We'll see a very rapid approach onto Banana. Order doesn't want to contest that too much, but they've got 3 players here. That's going to make defending this a bit of an easier call. That's the rotate has been called in. Ins doesn't get too much, but Alistair is there to sort things out. That's it. Well, 2 versus 3 situation. Dexter and Sterling, scratch that, just Sterling, have to do something here, and they know where he is. And that's it. Order getting a very impressive start to the second half.
well, not much to write home there. Just well executed. Order able to win that pistol round. Now they are going to be able to take this momentum very, very far. Looking like Greyhound's just going to go ahead and maybe save. They might invest in a couple of things. Looking like there's a couple of P250s, but not much to write home about. They are just going to go ahead and see what they can do here and get this full save and see what they can do in the third round, second half. Hopefully, Greyhound will be able to find a lot of success here. But it looks like Order really is finding their groove right now, like you said, Jeff.
Well, I think Greyhound also know that with that $1,900 loss bonus, that third round on the T side there can make you into a really tough opponent. CTs don't really get much of a chance to upgrade in their third round. But they will still try to do something, of course. They still want whatever they can get, and that might be in the form of Alistair. Drops a FAMAS, goes into the hands of Urcast.
We'll
that
see
is
how it
it.
goes. Ray, yeah.
Well, yeah, it was basically just a matter of walk into the MP9, the wood chipper, if you will.
Yes.
Gets a lot of money for his efforts there. And we do see a couple of upgrades, but Zeph, with only 3550, isn't going to be able to follow up too well on that. Alistair might take pity on him and do something. In fact, it'll be Inns who helps him out there, and a lot of utility being brought up after that. So Grayhound, I think this is going to be their best shot at taking this first map back from them, because if they lose this, it's effectively reset territory again, and that'll grant Order their 14th round, and puts them one off the first map point.
Yes, it does. So we'll see if your predictions are true, Jeff. Right now, through the smoke, Dick Stacy almost gonna find Hats, but Hats managed to just dodge out of the way quickly enough. Oh, okay, wow, that is a couple of times where they managed to get away, and kind of should be considering themselves lucky, even though they are less than half health at the moment. Though, looks like Grayhound just trying to play it safe here, just trying to figure out what they want to do, figuring out looking like they are pretty invested in A, but they are sort of seeing what they can find results wise. Dick Stacy still sleuthing around, seems to be his safe place.
That chicken got smoked.
Yeah.
But Inns was actually just looking to hold back a bit and get some information. If he died, that might have forced a rotate off. Sterling also getting smoked there. He'll lose a little bit of health, and I think it's going to be too late by the time that Order realizes that they're on this side. It's going to really require some good use of utility, good positioning. You don't want to give away the game just yet. Zeph gets one kill, can't get the second. But Order have the numbers advantage. They could come back onto this site pretty well, and imagine here in this spot could be devastating if they have to plant the bomb with only a few seconds left, which might be the case now. Then that's it. They can really just stop this. He has to plant it. He has no other way forward. And that is how Order get their 13th round.
13th on the board. Looking very good. Good use of utility. I was a little bit worried there. It was nice on Grayhound to just drop the incendiary. Stopped whoever was on A at that moment to just not rush in, and they managed to have that. But I like you said, they had the main advantage to be able to go around and just sort of pincer out Grayhound right away. So that was just unfortunate, as they just had a lot more person and utility on their side of Order. So Grayhound now, right, they're just going for this slight eco round, but I don't know. Are the CSEDs going to be worth it in the long run, Jeff, to hurt the economy of Order? Because Order's not in an awful place of economy at the moment.
I think it's going to be one of your better chances, of course. I mean, the fact that they have a little bit of armor to go along might help, but they're slowly getting torn to shreds here. CZs aren't getting quite the work that they want. In fact, it's the P250 there that does the trick. And yeah, that should be it. Now that they have control of the bomb, it's going to be a matter of who can peek out and get something here. It would have been Urcast, but already on low health, he was pretty much done for. But it does grant them a bit of extra money there. They did not make that easy at all. Well, they made it a little bit easy, but to be honest, it was yeah, it's just that extra boost, and it might help them keep Order off of this map point. But history says perhaps not. At least the history of this map.
Yeah, Order is feeling themselves right now, and I feel like the match point is coming, especially with the score that we're looking at. Dick Stacy will eat a little bit of that damage. Ooh, but it's traded in retaliation, actually a little bit more as well. It's taking a good amount of damage with that, and now things are slowing down. Looks like they're a little aggressive at the moment, but they have the bomb back at spawn, so they're just trying to clear out some CTs before they even think about carrying this bomb elsewhere. Now they are just kind of playing the waiting game, seeing what they... Ooh.
Look at this. They've got A site. They're going to be able to get so much information here. And if it wasn't for Alistair getting that kill there, they would have had a very strong presence. Alistair is wary of this now. He will die. Dexter getting 2 quick, much-needed kills. And that'll signal the attack plan onto A.
Does indicate for them. Are they going to be able to take it? It's 3v4?
No,
Sterling's on
they're not
that
even going to try.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well then,
sorry, it's just they got so many rounds to play with. They would only be feeding Grayhound at this point, and I imagine 14-5. That's one hungry dog that you're looking at there.
It is a very hungry dog. Or bus that needs fuel,
Yeah.
depending on the company. Or noun that you're thinking about at this very moment. But going for the save, like you said, is a very smart idea. Grayhound managed to get a round on the board, but they will be able to still get a good amount of buy into this round if they get a little bit of help from their friends. And it will be a little bit dangerous. They will be able to get some utility, some armor, some kits, but Order now need to play it safe, and we might see a little more slower play style from them, as opposed to they were doing earlier. Grayhound still now. Gotta make this round count though, because they need to have some consecutive round wins to make sure that their economy is safe. Because they can't just have one amazing round and then lose it and then win the next one. Because then the economy is going to be wonky.
Yeah. Plus, you've got them on map point at that stage as well. So.
Yep, that's another thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, effectively, if Greyhound want to, they really want to win this. The easiest way is that they get pretty much 10 rounds from here. That's 10 rounds in a row from here, or else they're playing for overtime, and that can be really exhausting. And considering it's already going to be a big day of CS for both teams here, that is a bit of danger territory. But Urcast laughs in the face of danger. That danger being Alistair, he shoots him, and they've spotted Imagine in Coffin. Take him out. Zeph only able to get a trade before he's destroyed by Urcast, and that is a secure plant on A sites, ins and hats. Again, many rounds to play with. Might as well take those guns and play the next round. See how that works out for you.
Yeah, may as well see if you can carry that over. But like I said, Greyhound now getting that consecutive win is going to be good for them, as they are just going to be able to have a pretty stable economy at the moment. And so it might be a few rounds before Order comes back into it, but we'll see how it works out for them. I think, Jeff, what in your thoughts would be necessarily the thing that Order needs to do? Do they need to invest into this next round, or maybe hold a little bit? Like, what do they need to do now that Greyhound has 2 wins in a row?
I think at this point they might run the risk of Greyhound getting that bigger economy, but saving is definitely the right call here. They have so little to work with. They might be able to get hats or ins to drop something, but that puts them in a bit of a weak position. It's much better just to see if you can place those 2 rifles in the right location there. In fact, they're sending Alistair on his own over to this B site, so they're really banking on it being an A push. And that's it. The AKs, two CT defenders can effectively win a round for you. So, but late round, they've decided to switch it up a little bit, and they've actually thrown ins back onto B sides with that Molotov. He might be able to stop them a little bit, but Stacy, he has the angle. He will see them if they pop out here.
Waiting for the right moment, as they are just holding in right now. Ins is just seeing if there's anybody that's going to try to contest them. Dick Stacy is on the other end as well, but like you said, they are banking on it being an A push, and that seems like what they're doing. They're playing it relatively safe. I think they're not aware of the save going on at the moment. I think they're thinking that they have just bought into the round right away, so they could potentially play with that mind game.
Oh, the fact that they do have these rifles, in some regards, you do have to treat it kind of like a buy round for them until you know that they've been taken off. And Hats, he does get that first kill. He does severely weaken Urk. That's also an AK that's out of action now. And if they think it's going to be a commit to A, then they're not going to feel too comfortable trying to retrieve it. On the other hand, it's definitely a B commitment.
Ooh, Alistair is able to find 1 kill. They actually managed to find a couple, and then they are able to follow up.
Yep.
What?
Yep, that's it. That was an amazing from Order on that site there, especially the mow down on the rifle, and that actually netted them an AWP. Alistair graciously receiving that one. And yeah, that's it. I guess that's the other way that you bring this back. If your order is you play your angles correctly, you work to your strengths and pistols, not your weaknesses, and catch them out. They're already weakened. That's one way. And oh, that was a very, very quick exchange there. Malta also getting himself a kill. That's left A wide open.
Yeah, and they're just going to take advantage of that. Sterling is going to just get the plant. Grayhound looking very strong to take this round at the moment. They are aware that Ince is in library and will burn a lot of books as though it is Fahrenheit 451. They will just shut him down. Hats going down, and Ince is the last one remaining. They'd probably just get a couple exit frags and go for the save here. They have the information of where they are, but I don't think they're going to try to hunt them down.
That was an interesting flash to throw, considering he knew that he was being followed. P.S. Did appreciate the Fahrenheit reference there, so thank you.
I agree. Books time.
Inns, he isn't going to be able to get much. I mean, he might run here. He could pick up the AK, but that would really be about it. And yeah, he just grabs it at the end. I think he wanted perhaps something a little bit better. Like, somehow, if he could have gotten an AWP, but that wasn't going to happen. And order have been reset. That is another foothold that Grayhound can use to try and bring this to overtime. Still a tall order for them, though. And that pun was not intentional, actually, but I'll take it. Zeph dies. He was not able to do too much for his team. And Inns, on the other hand, what a peek onto Sterling. His teammates are dying, but if they're not going to come back and try and contest this, Inns might be able to get a lot more, but he doesn't win that fight. Hats does. Hats is happy to get the AWP. Again,
for the save.
Order is in for the long game. They should... Yeah, they pick up these rifles and they're just going to run away with them. Anything that can help them in this next round is going to be absolute gold.
Yeah, no reason. You have quite the lead in the moment. You're fit. It's going to be only 15-9. They have still quite a few rounds to go before they even tie it up. Grayhound. So order. You know, I like these. I like just sort of this pretty much grave robber tactic of just going ahead and just taking as much as you can and go saving into the next round. Because every little bit you can save is going to be worth it. Though I would have liked to see maybe, you know, while Alistair's is an AWP player, I would have liked to see them maybe just give it to Hats just because they had more health, just to solidify that AWP was going to be saved potentially more. But hey, they still managed to get away with both utilities, and I think this might be the round where they win this, but we'll have to wait and see because they did hurt the economy a little bit, but it wasn't too hard of a hit.
No, it wasn't. But we are seeing the pause come in. I suspect this will probably be order.
Yeah.
Because they've been given a bit of a chance here, and they sure as heck don't want to lose it. That's...
How do you take this chance?
Well, this might also have... I don't know whether it's an intentional side effect or not, but if Grayhound feel like Order have taken that tactical pause there, they might want to try and rush them, and if Order's ready for this, then they've got the round right then and there. A bit of a nice duel with the utility in Banana. Oh, this is interesting positioning here. And in fact, that Molotov is going to break up that there. That's actually forced them to rush back onto this A side. They're going to have to quickly get their defense positions again. Problem is, Hats, he rotates right into Urcast. He does get the kill, though. Zeph also securing himself a kill. Ooh. There goes Dexter as well. And Sterling, he is the last one alive. He has the AWP. He's been blinded. This is the disaster scenario. This could be Order getting themselves the first map. They certainly want it. Again, this is their chance to get to nuke. But with 40 seconds left, Sterling wants to take his time. On A site, he's got so many different angles to worry about. Can he really account for them all? They gotta see that. Yep, they saw the barrel. Zeph takes him out, and that is it. That is map 1 going to Order. Please stay tuned, because we should be heading into Dust 2 very shortly. Hello and welcome to map 2 of this best of 3 series between Grayhound and Order. Order taking the first map, that was Inferno. If you're wondering what this is all for, this is the qualifier for IEM Katowice 2019, the Oceanic spot. So it is a bit of a big deal, but we'll be going live into the second map. You're joined by myself, Jeff Evans, and we should have a Benny here sooner or later.
Hello.
Well, there he is. He's popped up there, but you have appeared just in time because Order were able to take Inferno, and it was a pretty exciting match. Dust 2, I don't know. This is Grayhound's pick, and they've been pretty strong in it. In fact, they 16-2'd Order last time. So, but with a few of the kills coming in there in lowers, now down to a 3 versus 3, that will still favor the T side there, as they only have to go to one site. And Grayhound, perhaps aware of this, have decided to go for a bit of a fluid position in mid here.
Like you said earlier, they need to have that win earlier in order to make Inferno pretty much worth it. Like you said, Grayhound is such a strong player on this map, so the fact that this is, they're coming into play right now and just tearing it up, it's no real surprise for either of us, Jeff. And right now, this is just going to be a pistol round going to Grayhound with nobody surprised.
Well, a few early advantages for Order might have swayed it a little bit, but yeah, as soon as they set up just on the CT side of mid, pushed in with the pistols there and secured the bomb, I think it was a bit of a, it was a lot more decisive at that stage. And with Alistair being the only one with 2 kills, that is good for him. He wants to get that up soon, but overall, we're just seeing a complete save from Order, so this should be a pretty quick round. I don't think they want to drag this one out too much. They want to get their guns.
Yeah, they're just gonna probably rush into it. Not too crazy. They do maybe want to see if they can at least maybe find 1 or 2 kills at the moment, just to hurt the economy just a little bit. So that way that when they go into that gun round, it's a little more potentially in their favor, depending on how things go down for them. But at the moment, looking like they are just going to just hold their position and let Order come to them for the side of Grayhound, and it's just going to be done and dusted.
Yeah, bomb does go down, and Inns, if the ump didn't kill him, the Molotov certainly would have, so yeah, that was a... Not going to get too much out of that, and here we go. We will see the rifles being brought up by Order. Again, this is that powerful third round buy that we're able to see from the T sides now if they do lose that first round, whilst CTs not able to really keep up. They haven't invested too much, and this is potentially going to make them feel timid. But look at this, though, from Grayhound. They're all meeting on long A.
Yeah, interesting idea. They do lose 1 player. They do lose Dick Stacy, but they do have the information now, and they're just going to keep holding on to A, thinking that it might be an A push at the moment.
Well, they did count the grenades as well, so that's something for them. And Dexter, if they do make this rotate, his position here, seeing as how he is able to score that kill onto Hats, could be a little bit decisive, but he's been hurt pretty badly in the process, so he probably won't be able to get too much done. In fact, he's actually popping out of B's side there. He doesn't want to contest it.
Yeah, just hanging out at mid at the moment. B push is just going to happen for Order at the moment. They're just waiting for the right time, and soon we'll realize that there's practically nobody on site. And we'll see. Malta does manage to find Ents, but that is going to probably indicate that they just have the site right now. They need to go for that plant, and they do. And they're just going to hang out at B. But
this is a 2 versus 4 retake situation, and Grayhound have the now 1 versus 4. This is definitely the retake you go for.
Well, obviously, yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have that man advantage. I completely agree with you, Jeff. And now they're just going to go for the defuse and take this 3rd round. And I don't know. I feel like Grayhound managed to play a couple of mind games with Order at the moment, just because of how narrow this map is.
Yeah, the 2 MP9 kills alone from Dexter there. First one, fair enough, he gets it, but he's dropped down to 15 health, and he's able to get that second one. And that, yeah, I think that's basically turning the whole dynamic of those 2 weapons when they face each other on its head. So very, very accurate and good play from Dexter, but he wants to continue the trend as he gets a headshot through smoke.
Takes a little bit of damage, not much though. Order just gonna go ahead and try to rush onto the site. They do manage to get Erg cast, so they do that, and also take Stacy as well. Seeing what they can find through the smoke before they even try to go for it. But oh, Malta will be able to find Alistair through the smoke, and that is going to be the bomb drop. So a little more time to prepare for that B push.
Well, yeah, the thing is, though, because it was through smoke, they didn't actually see that it was the bomb. They just knew they killed somebody. And that is very interesting to me. Hats, if they don't anticipate him in CT here, he could really ruin Greyhound's day. But with that shot, he is immediately spotted. Sterling gets one kill. That's... Zeph! Excuse me, Zeph. That was a bit much.
Okay.
That wasn't supposed to be your round, but fair enough. He wanted it more, I guess. He went for the more aggressive approach there, just taking out both rotating CTs from CT spawn, and that's it. Order perhaps very happy to get something this early. Again, Greyhound really did make life miserable for them last time they faced each other on Dust 2.
Yeah, and now we'll see if life is still going to be crazy. They do just go ahead and rush on to that point. Oh, almost going down. In's taking a lot of damage through that smoke, through the door, but not going to be the case. And just waiting for that bomb to come into play. Has to go through maybe a couple of CTs. Dexter's hanging out in the smoke, but they do see him. They catch a little bit of him, and they manage to find him out.
This bomb needs to go down now. They're allowing the CTs to get so much position here. Hats is going to be waiting outside. He's expecting it to come from lowers, though. So, Urcast, he will spot him. That's it. That is the alarm bell. That will be tunnels falling down. That grenade also weakens them so much. They don't account for him up there. They'll trade him out quickly. But 1 versus 2 situation. Got to retake here. I don't think this is the fight Sterling should be taking, and Alistair definitely agrees. That is it. That is what Order wanted. They could not get reset. It is still early days, but any momentum that you can get this early on against a team where it's their map pick and they have been able to beat you rather soundly on it before plays into the confidence side of things, and being able to build that up is it's very important.
Somebody was watching some VODs.
Yep. Well, yeah, they have Elmer Putty as their coach, and that's pretty much what he does all day. Is he? Well, sorry, he might do a few other things. He is there, but he is quite good at breaking down VODs, and that's going to give Order a fair bit of information and might help them out in situations like this, especially during those tactical pauses as well, as he's able to look at what they're doing and hopefully make something of it. But anyway, I have I've been singing Elmer Putty's praises for long enough. Looking at Order, though, they've pretty much got a 3 versus 1 situation. Dick Stacy, he really only wants to see what he can get gun-wise. Just try and carry that forward. Damage will be the name of the game here. He doesn't. So really, as soon as he's spotted, it's likely that he will be taken out.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep.
And now we're just gonna wait and see what happens, what kind of investment they're going to go for. The fact they managed to get 2 kills at all with the way that they handled themselves is very impressive from the side of Greyhound. Was not expecting that, but now Order's 3-3. Like you said, this was a map that was soundly Greyhound's map, but Order seems like they are going to try to contest that. They did not invest into it fully. They got a bit of armor and some flashbangs, see what they can do, rush into things, but these just going in right now. This is an interesting investment from Greyhound.
Well, they have the bomb here in uppers, and Malta almost running into the grenade, but he won't get completely Yeah, never mind. He's dead. So is Dick Stacy. That's it. Order continue the reign of dominance, but this is Greyhound's chance to bring her back. They have to stop them somehow. Firepower is going to be one of the best ways they can do that. Again, if Order can somehow take this, that will be pretty amazing. I mean, they're going in for an all-in on B side. Alistair able to get the kill despite being severely hurt by the Molotov there. They know that if they can just push through it, get the trades, and secure the site, they're going to call an instant save from Greyhound, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. They're going to T-spawn, but I don't think it's going to be for the sake of contesting the site. I think it's going to be more for getting your exit frags.
Pretty much, yeah. You want to go for the save right now, especially with the way that Order's been playing. They've been playing super aggressive and taking advantage of that, just kind of rushing in and doing what they can with what they have. And they have a lot to work with, especially with the consecutive rounds they've been winning. Like, goodness gracious. It's just smoke. Don't worry about it. As everybody's just saving. They all have gone home. They're all gone. You've scared them away.
Oh, he gets one. The Hats is the one who has 1 health, so him contesting that would have been interesting. Wouldn't have taken Sterling to kill him. They could have thrown a flash and hit him, and he would have died. So that's that would have been a bit of a foregone conclusion there. But that said, though, on the flip side, you know that if he's probably going to die, you might as well get something with him. It's a bit of a risk management exercise right there. That's speaking of risk management. That is exactly what a 5-man rush on to B is. And with 3 players in long A and the B side defenders sitting outside of the site, they will move in. Oh, this is brilliant work from Greyhounds. That could have been very disastrous for their side if they decided that they want to pick those fights and peek out there. But in this case, it has worked out marvelously. Order, they might decide they want to move back out of this side. Malta might have been the one to stop that, but he dies.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at this moment you just kind of go for it. Or do you really go for the rotate? Like, I feel like you just kind of just see what you can do, get that bomb planted. But we'll wait and see. I think that was really great from Greyhound that they just kind of responded the aggression with their own aggression, just kind of waited at doors. They were like, okay, you're gonna rush B. You have done little to nothing at A. So we have just immediately studied your behavior and counteracted it. So nicely done from Greyhound.
And Inns, he is going to basically bear the brunt of this onslaught. He gets 1, he gets 2. Can he get the 3rd? He has so many different angles to watch out.
Oh,
it was so nearly magic, but it really nearly was. That was a very good effort from Inns there.
Did not see that coming.
No. You know when he gets that 3rd kill and just secretly deep down you're thinking, maybe he has this. But then he gets smacked on the side of the head by an M4 round, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, the not necessarily unseen side of that, but the follow-on from that is that even though, yeah, they were able to win that, Greyhound does not have nearly the kind of buy they would want. So it's not all losses here for Order in that round.
No, especially with the fact that they managed to hurt that economy quite a bit. So they need to make sure that this works. Greyhound needs to make sure that this round works for them. And at the moment, just getting that trade, it's a little more in favor for the side of Order than it would be for Greyhound, because Order has won so many consecutive rounds that this is pretty much they can play this safe for the most part. But rushing in mid, ooh, I wonder what Urkcast is going to be able to do.
Well, it's going to be the real call here, because they haven't committed to this. They've thrown the utility down. Now they'll commit to it, and Urkcast with an excellent spray does take out Zeph. They were right to worry about him. Oh, and Malta as well. He's also doing some work, and he's got an AK. Stacy's following it up, and this is it. You're talking about how they want to get this round, that they want it to work out for them. This is how it starts, but this is almost a repeat of last time. It's 1 versus 4 B retake. Inns is your boy. He gets one. Stick Stacy removed.
Time zone on their side. Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, so Malta is... wow. Just unfortunately just not going to be able to respond in the nick of time, but it's 5-5. That's close to the end of the second half. Or no, not close to the end of the second half. First half, excuse me. And it's certainly a lot more closer than it was before, so I really do think that this is good signs for Order rather than Grayhound. I'm actually worried for Grayhound a little bit. They do manage to make a wonderful round out of this right away, but ends, being able to hold the fort just for a little bit longer is quite impressive from them. Like, both sides are really showing up right now.
Well, yeah, Order especially. They've already beaten their previous score against Greyhound on this map by 2.5 times. So, it's the little things. But being on an eco here, a half by pistols and a bit of utility.
Speaking of little things,
it's a bit of a little buy, yeah. They'll move out onto this A side there, and they're just getting outdone by the trades. Sterling, he's not giving up his life. And Urcast is going to stop that bomb plant, and Alistair, I mean, here's the Desert Eagle. I'd say kills maybe, but without the armor, Malta's rounds will just chew right through him.
Yep, just pretty much a glass cannon with that Deagle, and you go down right away if you're a glass cannon, unless you are pretty much able to get them dead on, which is very hard to do. So no disregard for Alistair. The fact that they managed to get a kill at all is very impressive, and I admire their optimism with trying to get the bomb plant. Understandably so. It's like eco round, that's all you're going to do. But hey, now they got some stuff to work with, but it's exactly 180 now. Greyhound had to make sure that their economy wasn't great, but they were able to invest into a full buy. They had a good amount to work with, but now Order needs to make this round work for them and just slightly hold on. So this is close to the end of the first half, so we're going to probably see a lot more buys than we would see. That would be a little more throwing caution to the wind, just in the sense that they want to try to see how many rounds they can get, especially since this is such a strong map for Greyhound. They want to cover, they want to get as many rounds as they can in the first half to make the second half cushion the blow a little more easily.
Well, yeah, and the aggression that we saw from Sterling on short there, I think that was a pretty good time to do it, because, I mean, if you get into the flow of the side that you're on, you know that you can take certain spots there pretty easily. Having an AWP on short there, not expected, and that's basically Sterling doing his job as an AWPer. But anyway, Order setting up for B. They're trying to throw whatever they can at A. Not giving away too much, just to try and sell this. But Dexter, he gets one kill. He gets a second before he dies from the Molotov, but job done, all things considered. And Alistair needs to get in position quickly. As an AWP, he can't necessarily peek and get quick kills unless he wants to risk getting traded out himself. Something he can't afford to do at the moment.
And once again, with the friend Alistair, holding down B, I guess never A. A is just where you go for the eco rounds, but ooh, they're running out of time. Oh, they could, if they find, they managed to find this kill. This could be potentially their round. They don't even need to peek, but they did. It's 1v1. See how this goes. It's pistols. Oh, they managed to stop it, but do they have enough time? No, they do not. They managed to take this round. It's going to be 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, very, very expensive for Order in that case. They lose the AWP as well. But all things considered, you bought yourself a round on the board there, so not all bad news, but could potentially be a bit of a downer, a bit of a bummer, is the fact that so many of them are on a low economy buy here. And on T side, that's not going to impact you as much because things are a little bit cheaper there, but all things said, your firepower advantage tends to go a little bit out the window. So does your utility advantage as well. I mean, if they throw utility at a site, they'd better hope that they'd want to commit to it, or at least use it to sell or rotate. But oh my, look at this push from Greyhounds onto short. That is a little bit different. I mean, I don't think they're going to catch anyone else, but again, that's just it. You show that different kind of aggression this far into the half there, and you do run the chance of catching your enemy off guard. The fact that Sterling did it last round, now there are 3 players there. That's basically, they're setting up a firing squad in case somebody from Order really just wants to get aggressive and take that fight, because they know that they'll take an AWP off of the enemy side. But anyway, we'll see Order not going for short, in fact, going for long.
Going in at the moment, just rushing right on in, see what they can get plant-wise. Dick Stacy will be able to find stuff through the smoke, just a couple, just a kill at the moment. But Alistair's able to retaliate and get Malta. But oh man, Dick Stacy just in a good position right now. See what they can find. It's back and forth right now. Definitely, they would not want this on the side of Order. They just want to get this bomb plant down right now. Hats just trying to make sure that they are safe to plant this bomb. They see somebody there. They're just going to go ahead and rush into it, get the plant off, and Greyhound looking like they're going to just go for the save. I don't know. Or they might try to... Whew, Hats, that is a bit dangerous.
They have to know that they've weakened this team as well, so they really should be going for it. And they've got the grenade, they've got the Molotov, the incendiary as well. They are really just wanting to burn them out, and there we go. That's it, achieved. And without a smoke, they might be able to get something here, but at the same time, as long as this kill is baited out... There we go. That's it. With low health, he wasn't going to be able to contest that too much.
Certainly close, at the very least. Greyhound just able to take that round. I don't know. I feel like Hats, if they just sort of... Where else could Hats potentially position themselves? Could they have been at car and been fine?
At that point, I mean, you're still... with low health, you want to be able to catch that angle. You want to be able to get it as best you can. And knowing where he was probably going to play from is also another deciding factor there. And yeah, this is also just a throwaway round for Order. As you can see, they just ran out there, and they got a few pistols, but they didn't get anything from it. And really, they can have a little bit of a buy here. I would argue that if they're going to run out all onto short there, onto A, they might as well have just gone for the Glocks and saved that extra money for extra utility. Something which they're a little bit low on this time around. Really, Hats' only real way of winning that is yeah, either close angles or planning the far angles correctly. That was going to work, but they're going for this short push again. Same amount of aggression, but they're just getting picked apart here. Utilities coming in will blind them, so any chance they have to try and get picks is basically nullified as soon as they can't see anything. And yeah, Greyhound's knowing exactly when to throw everything at these attackers.
Yeah, and right now, Greyhound is going to be able to just take this to a 9-6. But hey, 6 rounds from the first half. That's gonna make it work. Hello, Alistair. Okay. Do you wanna make it another round where this should not be yours? I don't know. They have 50 seconds to work. They could just rush for B, but it looks like Malta's in a good position to go ahead and take this kill. Ooh, yeah, there you go. Okay. And that's going to be the 9-6 for Greyhound. Order with 6 rounds, though, so that's a lot more than I guess maybe we were expecting. They've been doing a really good job. I think what would you say in the long run, Jeff, is what they need to be able to try to close the gap a little bit? There's not that much of a gap, but it's pretty close.
Potentially double up setup, so if they want to save up and try and get that would work out. Because Dust 2 is such an old map. So many teams just have played this map to death. They know a lot of the executes. They know just about everything about this map. So if you can counter that with, or at least sort of boil it down to just pure killing power, those double AWPs on the CT side is going to be good for that. But In addition to that, good comms as well. They, of course, need to be able to read Grayhound, because even with that killing power, if Grayhound is able to sell these different attacks or approaches onto sites really well, then say you get called out of B site, your CTs get called out of B site, that is, and you then have a retake on B with 3, 4, maybe even 5 T side defenders, then you've I would say that you've effectively already lost that round. But yeah, those are the two main things I'd go for. Nothing particularly special, just good comms, make sure you're getting good information, and of course, making sure that you're treating your economy well. So back to basics would be my call.
Fair enough. Nothing too extreme. So, that being said, we can see how this works out. Order, it's pistol. They got a couple of flashbangs, a kit. So Alistair might be hanging out in the back just a little bit more. We'll see. And Greyhound just making B push at the moment, seeing what they can. They might. I like this position from Hats. You might be able to find a couple of kills and get some information. They do a little bit of damage onto Dick Stacy. A little bit interesting. They already know that they're there, but they managed to find one. Malta will go down, but they trade out. But Imagine's able to help out. Oh my goodness. And that might be enough time for them to come into it. They managed to pick up the bomb. They probably will be able to get the plant, but I don't know if they're going to be able to follow through. It's 4v3 right now. Still not out of the realm possibility for Greyhound to still take this round, especially with Dexter. Yeah, they're able to get Zeph, and this is going to be evened out. So we'll see how it is. Urkot's also just looking good. They're able to read into this quite well.
Well, yeah, no utility though, so even though the numbers might look, it's actually a very bad position for Order to be in. They've got to try and get something here. They get one kill, lost the second, and they basically just have to play with Imagine here. They don't really need to pick any fights they don't have to.
Pretty much. And you see that right now, they're just beating around the bush, and yeah, that is pretty much game over. And they will try to go for a knife, but no results.
No, and I mean, if Imagine somehow gets the knife, then he could have very well bought. And in fact, we're actually seeing a force up here from Order. They want to try and stop this soon. They want to stop it right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Zeph, though, has the Desert Eagle. You might want to try and give them a bit of their own medicine with that aggressive short push.
Spraying through smoke, see what they can find. Oh, Urkos will be able to find Zeph. Just hanging out in his favorite chill spot.
And with that kill, things slow down a little bit. In fact, you've actually got Alistair who wants to try the exact same thing. Missing that shot, though, gives away the game. In's actually getting a bit of information there himself. Again, that information might allow the rotate to come in, and they might be able to do something. With a minute left, this is effectively Greyhound's game to find out where they want to go.
Yeah, just gotta wait out and figure out things, but see what that yields and results. Looking like Urkos is able to find Alistair. That's going to be good for them. Looking good for Greyhound overall, pretty much. And yeah, well, I mean, it's not the biggest, fullest investment. They managed to find Malta, but overall, like you said, Order needs to go back to a little bit of basics. The comms seem fine. The investment is a little bit interesting. Like, do you think they should have gone for a full save here as opposed to what they've done today or today this round?
Well, on this day, by me, I think Order might have been better served going for the full save. But that said, we say that with the benefit of hindsight here. The CZ, the Desert Eagle, they can get these kills. They can. So I can see exactly why Order wanted to go for it. It's just, in this case, it hasn't worked out. And that's sometimes. It could be the same for like Greyhound. Maybe if Order won this round, perhaps Greyhound shouldn't have gotten AKs and a Galil because they've given those to the enemy. But that is effectively the nature of CS. You want to gamble. You want to have that risk assessment there, and it's yeah, feels like you're on top of the world when these big risk plays pay off, and perhaps a bit of a oh well when they don't. So I think stacking up on this long A position here might have done something. That something is Greyhound's 3 early kills into this round.
Yes, absolutely. And apologies if you hear the sirens in the background. Things are just getting way too intense over here in this amazing game. They had to come control the hype police.
I was gonna say it's the fire department because this game is lit, but
you know what? That's true.
I think what we're trying to get at here is we're both equally terrible people. But Alistair. Oh, yeah, he's been spotted. He gets a sneak. Can he get another one though? This could work for him.
Oh my God! No way!
Run!
Do it! They do! They run away.
Why does he
one
survive that
health
as well?
How is I don't know. Order's been getting away with stuff that they shouldn't have been getting away with in the first place, man. Watch this. Oh, never mind.
I did watch it, but you saw what he did there, though. He so you thought, you know, why don't I just throw the gun away? It's a small dink, or just a small chip in the economy of Greyhound, but it all adds up. Yeah, this should be a tactical pause coming in from Order. Yeah. But on the other hand, you've got Greyhounds that him do that. Why did we go for that fight? Let's.
Why did they survive? I don't understand. I don't know, man. This is pretty weird.
They just want to come to terms with it, but yeah, they've got
probably Order.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think they made a right call here. They didn't buy the helmets for most of their players, with the exception of Imagine, and the rest of them are able to get a couple of defuse kits. They're able to get some utility. So again, that is how Order might be able to win these rounds, if they're just able to use the utility just to slow things down, force Greyhound into a bit of a desperate position where they have to burst onto a site with only little time left. But that said, though, there's not much desperate about running into mid with a smoke there, running onto the site, getting a trade. But Hats is on car. They know where he is. They'll know how to neutralize him. And that'll come in now. They heard Malta.
Heard that drop. A pin just right next to them. Not silent. They will be able to flush out. Oh, they managed to get the kill though. Alistar doing the best they can right now. Sterling's the last one remaining. They're in a good position right now. They could potentially win this. Time is on their side.
They need to know where Sterling is though, because they've got the flash, they've got the incendiary, and they're just going to throw it into positions they think he might be hiding. Get some one kill. This is another around there. But that is it. As expected, Order is able to take back the site. They've got to breathe a little bit easier now that they've been able to take a round off of Greyhound.
Take a round off to Greyhound. Yeah, they'll take a quick breather, but they do need to make sure, like I said earlier in Inferno, they do need to make sure that they don't have just one very successful round. They need to make sure that they have a consecutive win to make sure that the economy is not out of funk. Because Greyhound, at the moment, with the amount of wins that they've been getting, their economy is not that terribly off. So they need to, this is good for Order. Now they just need to repeat this a couple more times, and they're gonna start looking pretty, and potentially even start taking this back and make it even and vie for, I would say, more likely overtime than maybe taking this map, but we'll see.
We'll have to see. There's a lot of different factors to that. Speaking of a factor, there's the Alistair factor. He is undone by Dick Stacy, who's also copping a lot of damage himself, and Urkas does just spot out Zeph there. He might be able to do something. Imagine goes down quickly after. And this is it. Greyhound is just picking them apart. In fact, Malta just able to see Zeph from the side of that smoke. Hats is going to get flanked here, and that's going to be it. I would say that Order, they could play for overtime here if it gets to that stage, but that's a lot of energy they could be putting elsewhere. I think they came into this having researched what Grayhound did to them last time, but if they can't get the results here, they've got that first map, that's in the bag. They've got Nuke, and I think Nuke is going to be potentially some more favorable territory for this Order side. Huh?
See how this goes for them right now. Dick Stacy able to find one kill, and Grayhound, this is just looking like they're going to be able to just get ever so closer to that match point. At this moment, they are going to find, they are aware that there's an A push right now, and I just go for the save. Don't even try to go for any exit frags. Just hold on what you can. This is my only concern is that Order. I think at this moment you try to fight for overtime and you go for a save, or do you go for the full buy with whatever economy you have going on for you, and then try to make sure that you don't have to fight for overtime? It really does come down to how they want to handle their stamina, or do they just go ahead and give this map?
Well, I think if we see them force up this next round, then that'll say that they want to keep Grayhound off of map point altogether, and if possible, win this in regulation. If they don't force up, then that's definitely a play towards overtime in my mind. With low money, there's not a whole lot going for them, so it's... Yeah, and there we go. We've got the force coming in from a few of these players. They're going to buy up around that, and that is it. I think we're going to see it be regulation or nothing for Order.
Order up. They are probably looking to see what they can do with this round at the moment. They have invested into this. They just don't want them to have match point. Grayhound looking so good with all these AKs running about. I think Order's not all over the place per se, but they are covering quite a lot of ground for the amount of stuff that they have. I honestly would like to see them not stick together as a group per se, but maybe stay a little closer. It is Dust 2, so even though it looks very wide on the top-down view map, it is necessarily, I don't know, a little spread thin.
Well, they have the time to react to any of these approaches on long A. So yeah, even though they are kind of sprawled out there, unless Grayhound runs into the site like Grayhound, they're pretty much going to find that they'll have the time to adjust their defensive positioning here. But that said, the round is on its way. Dexter gets a kill onto Inns. Alistair goes down as well. So does Hats. Hats would have been the one who had the chance here to at least do something, but Imagine gets himself a rifle. I think, yep, he will try and fight this a little bit. If only for the fact that it's either this round or nothing, but Imagine drops him down pretty low. Malta is going to get the drop on him if he at the right time.
Match point, and the Inferno is looking more and more like it right now, Jeff. I feel like
We'll be going on to Nuke, and that is going to be interesting territory for these two teams. Legacy actually being a bit of a challenge on that map as well. Not to take anything away from Legacy as well. Again, they've come into the game pretty well now, but I think Grayhound's going to be a completely different story on that map. With early pick advantage going to Grayhound here. The 16-7 score to wrap things up is looking a little bit more likely.
Is looking very likely indeed. So, let's see how it works for them. I'm honestly feeling like this double upset, they're pretty much good to go. In Order could surprise me. They have passed before, but ooh, a lot of damage onto them, and they will go ahead and find Dick Stacy, but this is pretty much lights out for Order. They did a great job, but I don't think they're going to be able to clutch this out at the moment. They don't have that much in the way of utility. And just look at what Grayhound has. Just on paper, it just looks like they're going to be able to take it.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just a pure gamble or anything else, but Inns is still looking onto this B site. He's not going to find anything from there. Tries to get the quick flick, but he has been torn to shreds through that door. That's it. Alistair has to do something here, and that is it. Grayhound take the second map. They've got to make it exciting for us because we are going into the third map. That'll be Nuke. That should be loading up very shortly, I hope. Please stay tuned for what should be a pretty explosive end to this best of 3 series. Hello and welcome to map 3 of this best of 3 series between Order and Grayhound. Both teams having fought really hard to get here. And what are they fighting for? It's for the spot in IEM Katowice 2019. It's a big deal. It's big business. You're joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, Bemi. How you doing, Bemi?
I'm doing fantastic because I'm with my friends Jevin. How are you, Jev?
I am doing so good, especially having seen the CS I have today. It is revitalizing, perhaps youth-giving, but we'll have to see if the trend will continue on Nuke. This I think ever since Order took Inferno, this is where we were going to see things end up. This is going to be the showdown, and we've actually seen Order on this map earlier today, so could be a bit of an interesting jamboree that they have for us going on. Grayhound themselves, though, have been pretty strong, so I think they're going to put up a much, well, not a much, but like a stronger fight than Legacy did before them. And that's just my takeaway from this. We've seen some a couple of interesting things from Order on this map earlier, but it's I don't know if the same kind of things will work against Greyhounds. Like a lot of aggression, a lot of jumping around from silo onto the top of mini, and just dropping down and laying waste to them. But he did actually raise a pretty little interesting factoid there during the break about ins in this map.
Yeah. For whatever reason, that spawn, they would just go ahead and do a little knife damage at the beginning to their teammate until it was either Alistair or Imagine, where they just told him to stop. But that was a thing that they did for like almost the entire first half of Nuke. They won that still, but it was just kind of funny. But either way, I think with something as opposed to just one of the many rounds that they were doing at Mountain Dew League, this is a little more valuable in the sense that this does get them to a cool place. They get to go to the grand finals, and I think that they might reserve that behavior. But in the long run, I think at the moment Nuke, I don't know how to. Nuke is always a toss-up, of course, but I think depending on how this knife round goes, I feel like it's going to be pretty much.
Well,
maybe
I think the knife rounds there just is a bit of a configuration on the server. Order just goes kill in the console and just ends up there. So, but yeah, I think. What do I think? Well, I think.
What do
The
you
game's
think?
about to restart. I think we're about to dive into the knife round, and as expected, some kind of horrible disease or plague has struck Order, and they've all died in spawn.
It's finally the radiation catching up to them.
Yeah. How long have those CTs and Ts been fighting over this map?
That's how
At least 18 years now, I think.
Get away with like 1 health.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the mutant. He's put him on 1 health, but it's done some weird things to him. He's not the same person anymore. But enough of that nonsense. We're going into the pistol. So Order on this map, they want to get at least 5 to 6 rounds. Grayhound, of course, want to stop them. They want this to be a 16-0, but not everybody gets the dream.
Yeah, I was about to say, God, wouldn't that be the dream?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this goes for them right now. Pistols aside, Grayhound starting on the CT. Just gonna go ahead and drop a little bit of utility, whatever they had at the moment. I like this kind of rush coming in from them. There's trades going back and forth. Malta has a good flank. They might be able to get in, and that's going to be pretty much it. But however, okay, Zev has a pretty good position up here in the high ground. They're able to live for as long as they can, and they go back down. They do manage to get the bomb plan, and this aggression that Grayhound was going in, I was kind of full on supporting, but the flanks just didn't come into play quickly enough.
No, and because they've got that armor as well, they're playing this very slow, but they don't have much time at all. This is... shit, they might have wasted enough already. And on the side of Order, that is exactly what they want. I mean... yeah, but... no, I don't think it happen. Might, if he sticks to this defuse, he has to be stopped, but he can't get to the bomb on time. That's it. Sorry, my apologies. Dick Stacy did have a defuse kit. I'm getting old. I'm getting blind. It's tragic, but it's all right. Just remember me fondly when I'm in the cold ground.
Just,
as soon as that may be.
You're like 20-something, right?
Oh, yeah. It's... I'm being melodramatic.
I'll be
here for at least another...
But you're not old.
I'll be here for at least another 2 years. Okay, we'll say that.
Understood. All right, in esports time, that's another 2 years. But at the moment, these people from Order are not going to last for much longer. It looks like Jeff is going to be able to outlive them. But Alistair is making a contest that they do have some ability to do this. But they are getting hunted down by these Greyhounds, and hunting season on, and the Foxes of Order are just getting taken out one by one.
They are sight hounds, and they caught sight. There they go. They dig in, and that's it. Greyhound gets the second round. Order had a bit of a chance there. They really just wanted to force it up and see if they could get those rounds early, and all the props to them for wanting to do that, just purely for the fact that early rounds that you get just leaves room for extra ones, and Nuke, not a T-sided map, so any advantage you can get here sooner rather than later will be good. Speaking of advantages, Yowzers, that hurt.
Ow. Holding it down right now outside, though. They're in a good position. Nicely done from Sterling, as they're going to be able to take out Zeph, and pretty much this is it. They're just going for the save right now, or just slight save with the Deagles, seeing what they can find result-wise. They've been able to get Urcast, but that's going to be roughly about it. Inst is just going to be shut down, and this is just another round for Greyhound in the books. And they're going for the bye now. Have to wait and see. Interestingly, that they didn't go for the third round. Now they're going for the fourth, and this is kind of a little bit risky because Greyhound has a pretty alright economy if they lose this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, even going into it, they've got 3 rifles, they've got an AWP as well. That came from the fact that they could just pass on those weapons they had before. I believe it was actually Sterling who had the FAMAS, gave it to Urcast there so we could buy the AWP, and that is thinking with... All right, sorry. You had to do that just as I said the word thinking, but Sterling, come on, mate. He's on edge. All right, this is a big qualifier.
He's like puppy dog excited. He wants to get to that world final.
Yeah. Oh no, Dexter comes in from behind there, and he's out. He's outie. He's done his job. I don't think he knows about Zeph on top, though. Doesn't. And Alistair with another kill as well undoes all of that good work. Oh, these flanks from Greyhounds, though, they've got to be getting real frustrating for Order.
Yeah, they also got real frustrating for Dexter as well. Hats just ignoring all it, foregoing it, gonna get the bomb plant. However, Urcast and Sterling have a little more leniency, especially with the fact that they are able to get Alistair, but also that they have kits as well, as I want to add. Hats is in an interesting position. They might be able to catch Sterling off guard if they try to find him. But it looks like they gotta go for this plant now. Or they gotta go for the C-Fuse now, or Greyhound. They want to go for it. And yeah, they will definitely be able to take it out. They do find Urcast, but in the end, they will be able to just barely pull this out.
Yeah, I think if the first kill didn't come in from Hats there, if he took a shot and missed it, they're 2 incendiaries. He was going to get burnt out right after that. So I think Greyhounds did have that pretty under control, and that was kind of an all right outcome for them. I mean, they've got the money, so pretty good outcome. On the other hand, you see Tactical Wars coming in. Again, you'd want this to be from Order. They've got the money to buy in this time. They can try and do something here.
Like it maybe also come from Greyhound as well, as I'm just very curious as to what is with Nuke and people hurting their teammates.
I don't know. I mean, we might see the knife come out from Order again, just in the spawn. I think I understand what it is. It's bloodletting. You just put a bit of blood in the air. It really puts them into
like
some
a
kind
shark?
of... Yeah, just like a shark.
Oh my god! Okay, they are able to get through that through the smoke. Nicely done from Sterling, I guess. I guess they may have saw him before the smoke drop, but that was from downtown Detroit.
Yeah. You mentioned funk before. I mean, that's the kind of funk that's going to give it to you. So, I think Sterling might have timed it. I think that's what happened. So, that's not a bad way to go about it when you play at this level. You can if you throw the time into it, just train yourself to count the seconds as to when they're going to be able to get in there. And as far as Dexter's concerned, you can train yourself to just keep your stand still and wait for the enemy to run into your crosshair. But peek was going to work out. They've got some real estate in the B-bomb site. They're going to be able to get the bomb planted at the very least in the smoke. But this retake situation is a little bit dire for them. Been spotted. They'll know where he is. Oh, he drops that Molotov just a little bit short.
Oh!
Zeph, he's putting in the work. He's now been fired. That's it. Plenty of time left. They'll get the defuse, and that's it. Order just not able to get the numbers onto that site to secure the trade-offs.
Just those early kills from outside and just that early op kill was just kind of hurting Order at the very beginning, and that was very unfortunate. Hats going down very early. And also on top of that, just a lot of the utility was used just to get to that point where I would have liked to seen used to contest for the most part. They have been... The use of utility from this map has been a little bit awkward from Order. Not bad, but just like I feel like they could use a lot more of that to help just fight for the point while they have the bomb planted. But at the moment, looking like they're going to be able to just do a really good job this time around as they just go ahead and rush on to A. Don't try to do anything fancy and just go for B. Dexter and Dick Stacy, they're only ones left, and they are Dexter's just, you know, once that smoke clears, Ince is going to find them, or Imagine as well. Pick your choice, pick your poison. Dick Stacy's just going to be the last one remaining, and they are just going to go down right away, and nicely done from Order, just kind of rushing in there. Managed to get the bomb plant just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at their money as well, they did definitely get a fair bit from that. They're going to be able to buy next round. The full loss bonus is going to come in there, and they've got enough to roll with it for another couple of rounds here. And I mean, Dexter and Dick Stacy are going to potentially be the weaker links here, just purely for the fact that they don't have their guns. But if placed correctly, they're going to be fine. And in fact, it seems like they've got those positions pretty well mapped out as to where they want to go. Dick Stacy just sitting outside of control or radio. Which comes in, and oh no. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Stacy managed to stay alive as Urcast was just thirsting for blood. I thought they would have just went ahead and just hold down left.
Yeah. I mean, Order saw how the aggression helped them that last round. They wanted to roll into it some more, and I think Grayhound just called it then and there. So that's pretty much it. Up. Again, they're able to buy in partially into this round here, so they can keep it going, but my god, this aggression from the CTs looking onto Squeaky, they've scored themselves so many kills. I think Sterling just caught a glimpse there, so if he times this right, he doesn't want to though. He'll just go to a much more conservative position, trying to get a peek over that smoke, but it's just out of, well, really just not timed completely well there. So they'll get past the smoke. They've got purchase into lowers here, and Dexter, my god, Dexter, is this going to be our first ace of the day? I think it might be. If he gets him, he's still going to look for that bomb.
See if you can find it. Dick Stacy is going to be waiting there. They know where the bomb is, so it's a matter of see if he can find the head, but no. Just
ace. There we go. Some excellent work being done by Dexter there. On the side of Order, though, that is a little bit disheartening. The economy shattered. They're going to go for a full save this time. I believe that is the right call. They'll be able to buy up particularly well next time. No need to rush these things. Again, you're not necessarily expected to do well on the T side, but anything you can get will help. And he caught the angle, but is not able to get the shot onto Urcast, who repositions very quickly. Alistair, if he drops, I think he is instantly dead. Malta as well. They've got such strong positioning on this A site. Malta dropping down will give this away a little bit, but the smoke, just an off angle. Ooh. Yeah, Sterling, Urcast, the whole gang, they're here. They're doing the work.
Getting the band back together. One last ride.
Yeah. It's the comeback tour.
Don't call it a comeback.
Dick Stacy's out of rehab. Urcast back from the Himalayas. He's much more in tune with himself.
Malta's done watching reruns of whatever soap opera, eating milk duds. They're at peak performance right now.
That is it. Good. Yep, we can craft some universes, that's for sure.
Yeah, lore. It makes it more exciting. It makes it very worth it. But Order as well, just oh man, what does Order need to do? Like I feel like just again the utility's so awkward and they don't have much to work with. They've just been buying in. I feel like there's just sort of a little hint of senioritis, if you will, of just wanting to try to close this out. They had the first map, they were kind of close in the first half of the second map at Dust 2, and now at Nuke. This is just them just rushing these plays that, they managed to win one round, they rushed it, and yeah, they managed to get away with that, but, they get bomb plants, and then they just hide in unique corners, and they would just get pinched out. It's not really interesting communications going on.
Yeah, I think they're using a lot of resources just to get into these sites, and after that point, they have close to nothing to work with.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Grayhound, so much here. They have flashes, they've got smoke, grenade as well. They can really get onto one other location they want to. But if you're going to ask about what it would take to secure this, they've got the numbers on the site, and they're getting the trades. This could, at the very least, burn enough time out that even if they all died, which they're not going to do, that is perhaps, I think, the most convincing round they've had out of the two that they've won, for sure. But
for a while now, yeah.
So, if they can repeat that every round, sure, that would be good. But at this stage, I think that... I honestly think that Greyhounds is really just... If they lose this A side or this sort of inners positioning here, it is because they've lost a duel that they would normally win, not necessarily Order significantly outplaying them. But they've got ideas, Order, and they're going to throw that utility in and going to focus on making the trek across into lowers. With this, you have Sterling who wants to stop this, but he won't. He's picked his angle. That doesn't pay off for him.
Yeah, not much going on over here in the maybe Hats, but Hats is already just going towards B, and Sterling is going to just be kind of left behind the pack. It's going to be a little bit awkward. They are going for a ramp. They are aware that they do have a couple of people contesting. Dexter is just waiting for the right moment, and they line up perfectly for him. They managed to get the double kill, nicely done. And wow, that feels like they didn't check their 6 quite that much.
This is what we saw against Legacy as well, is that Order can get picked out if they don't expect there's going to be... Yeah, Sterling just had it. Order can get picked off if they take out a position, a defensive position. They seem to rarely expect there to be a second person. On Inferno the first time around against Legacy, we actually saw Legacy getting some particularly good kills and shutting Order down really well on Banana because they had somebody sitting at cart, and then they had Soju, I believe it was, sitting behind sandbags, and they just didn't expect there to be 2 people in those positions. But now they're just throwing caution to the wind. They're throwing 2 players through the Molotov, and they're just going to set up a crossfire here, spray down, and there's a bit of a whiff from Imagine. He's able to actually kill off the kill off Sterling there as well. I think that considering how that round started, running through fire, that's a heck of a lot more than they should have been able to get.
Yeah, but unfortunately with Grayhound, unfortunately for Order, with Grayhound just being able to win so many consecutive rounds, the economy's not that big of a deal. So if they do whiff a couple of shots, they have a large pile of cash that they can safely land on. And, they can only do that so many times. But if they're just doing that once and it's close to the end of the first half, I mean, they could just buy all Zeus's and just see what they can find with that at the moment. Just the way that they've been winning so much. Look at that score. It's crazy. Tactical pause did come in for just a quick second. I don't know if that was technical because that was really fast, but...
If it was a tactical pause, then they basically just got an idea into their heads. They didn't want to sort of dwell on it for too long. They just want to get straight into it. So I think losing any potential momentum that they have would be a bit of a bad idea. But you are right in that Grayhound just have so much bank here that unless they get really destroyed, they make some very expensive purchases here. They're pretty much set to ride out the rest of this half pretty well. And Sterling results. Is able to get the first kill there. They are so afraid of secret positioning, and
Dexter.
that might be all she wrote. Sterling, you dropped your orb. That's...
Yeah, don't worry about it. They just switched it to the CZ. That's all.
Ah. Well, his positioning here is going to be devastating.
Oh my god!
Both of them.
No!
And Alistair, not really thinking that that could happen to them. And
I just want to watch the world burn, Jeff.
That's... well, I mean... Sterling, that was very well read. That was, yeah. His positioning, I mean, that's such a risk as well, just going up that close with the orb. If that CZ doesn't do the work you want it to, you've granted an orb to an enemy team who needs money. They need the cashola. But it's less about you, because you could buy back as much as you want. You're pretty much sitting on like a giant Scrooge McDuck pile of money right now. But the flanks coming in. Malta will pretty much ruin any hopes of a third round for Order. Is the final round of this half. Order, they can buy up, but have they finally figured out the Grayhound defense? That is the real question.
Well, they got one round to figure it out. And if they don't, well, that is just 13-2. And at the moment right now, this is looking just like this is going to be another round on the board. They are going for the full buy, I mean, understandably so. They're just going to run in, drop the utility. Again, just dropping so much utility just to get to this point. There's just not, like we both said, we hate to harp on it, but it's just the truth. You want to have some of that utility, some of the flashbang, some of that smoke, some of that Molotovs to be able to just hold on to the site. It's not just enough to just take it with it. You also need to be able to be resourceful, manage your utility a little bit more. And also on top of that, there's been really good, smart plays coming in from Grayhound, also staying together as a very tight-knit group, because like you said, like we saw earlier with Sterling whiffing and not being able to get the shot, at least Dick Stacy was nearby to be able to pick up that op earlier, so didn't have to invest in another op. Their economy was just staying perfectly fine. This is just going to be absolutely nuts. I mean, the only time that they managed to do that was because that the economy was still young for both sides, and Order or Grayhound didn't have much in the way of utility for both sides. Ince is able to get a couple kills. Yep. Yeah.
That was the right time to be around there. He kept them in this round. Right. Oh, this cheeky positioning from Dexter. Not able to get a kill, but it's now down to Alistair, who has a 1 versus 3 situation. He's got to take a site with an orb. So Molotov out here. He'll get 1 kill. Can he get the second, or will Dexter spot him? He will. And that is it. It's a 13-2 half there. Grayhound, again, a completely different beast from Legacy. Legacy is a tree. Grayhound is a dog. If you want that spelt out for you, that's it.
Legacy's a
Greyhound.
tree?
Yeah, that's that logo. It's a tree.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't know there was a tree species called a legacy tree.
Oh, I think that they've explained the meaning behind the logo at one point. I think it's because legacy and the family tree, different esports athletes going through history. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing this
I
from what I
like it.
heard about 2 or 3 years ago when Legacy managed to make their way overseas for an event. I can't remember which one. I'm sorry. It was a completely different lineup as well, I think. But yeah, that's the reasoning behind it. But Order, this is your time to shine. If you are
Oh,
rooting for Order in the crowd, or more likely the Twitch chat, give
dualies?
them your love, give them your energy, allow them to power up the spirit bomb that will be required to climb back from this second half deficit.
Sorry to break the
Julie's, yep,
yeah, yeah, okay. I'm seeing that too, right?
yeah, you are. And are you seeing this? Because you get
Yes.
a kill with it.
Oh my god. The dream is real with the dualies. I am a huge fan of the dualies, to be honest. Wow. That's
That was almost a flawless victory.
how? Well, I mean, they're a good team, but how? That's immediately just a 0 to 100 real quick.
Well, Greyhound pretty much ran straight in. They didn't waste any time. They didn't decide to use utility that much or look for these angles or try and get information as to where the defenders were. And because of that, it's kind of like a we'll make it up on the fly and we'll just check the angles. So this gives Order a little bit of a reprieve. So does the grenade out there. And imagine, because he kept his eyes on Squeaky there, he stopped the real aim of the game, and that was the aim of this round, and that was to run down through vents, get a bomb plant, and really set yourself up for this third round. Also, Bemi, you made a sound just then. It was
Yeah,
a very intense sound.
it was a very intense sound for a very intense. What the heck?
Yeah. But Order, they're in a bit of a dangerous spot here because they have not been able to upgrade.
Yeah, they just been kind of going with what they had first off in the investments, but I mean that does allow them to hold on to some more money to buy into it if they. I mean, honestly, right now they're fine because Greyhound doesn't have that great of an economy. They have some utility, but not a lot. Really, the AKs are kind of just a huge factor with the armor and helms. We'll see how that works out for them. But Imagine are you going to be able to find Malta, and they're just going to go down one by one. They do manage to find a couple of kills now, and it's finally 3 for 3. And actually, they managed to take the lead. They will be able to get the bomb plant. So I believe yes, they will. But I this is interesting. Greyhound just finally finding their stride. This is not the second half I was expecting, Jeff.
No. I thought Order might have been able to get the momentum to bring this back, but it has been completely undone.
From literally not losing a single person for 2 rounds to that is astonishing.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
a very different story.
yeah.
But with this, though, as you said, they're able to buy up. They can get some things here. Not everything, but some things. In fact, I think the glass cannon on Alistair might be one of the most decisive ones, but we'll see how they're able to push through this. They've gotten the positioning on the outside there, but Inns is traded out there. Greyhound down to 3 players, but it works out fairly evenly if you consider the fact that Ts only have to pick one side to work on, whereas CTs have to defend both. So, with things slowing down there, that does also give Order a chance to sweat about this and really consider where the Ts might go.
Well, it's been a little while, so I think they might be reading into it being a B push, just sort of going down ramp. Definitely Hats is in a great position right now, just to sort of get the jump on Grayhound. So we'll see. This definitely. I'm feeling this could be a fifth round for Order, but we'll have to wait and see how this goes down because Sterling has been doing a great job. Along with like Dexter and Sterling have been such huge powerhouse players. Just going in, they do manage to find hats, and they will go down. Dropping the smoke, they will be able to get the bomb plant. Jev, what's going on here?
Well, they're actually going to be setting up for this A site. They want to pull the rotate off there. In fact, that Dexter goes down at that stage and drops the bomb. That is a disaster there. It almost sold it. And in fact, the Noah Sterling he's got 7 health. There's not really a lot he's going to be able to do here. Could run out and try to get away from this, but honestly, that's that is just what Order needed to try and stay in this game. The downside to this, of course, is that the economy is not quite as mismatched as you might think. Grayhound really can force into this, and if they detect a bit of weakness in the economy of Order, they might very well do that. On the other hand, it's their game to lose at this stage. They've got the rounds to play with. They can be conservative if they want to. To be honest, the killing power on Grayhound has been such that they could just do a few of these rounds where they don't necessarily win. They do try to keep the CT economy low, and they just sweep them away once they can afford a full buy. That being said, Alistair, through such a small angle, is able to take out Urquhart. And knowing there could be more there, he is set up to make a second kill. Without the utility on this Grayhound side either, they're not able to completely cover that cross. So outside is a bit of a death wish. But Malta, he gets in. He starts hunting for information down in lowers. And if he opens this door, they'll know that there's somebody on the B side already. Could be the tall tale they want to sell here. But with bomb positioning towards ramp, might very well just want to commit to it. And there we go, it's Malta down. Greyhounds, 40 seconds left. Slowly being picked apart here. The less people they have to really push onto a side, the less likely they're going to get a bomb plant, less be able to defend it in any way, shape, or form. And oh my god, Zeph.
Yeah.
A little bit of help from Imagine. We'll end that round in about 2 seconds.
Ooh. Well, I will just, by the way, Sterling 18-8. That's pretty good numbers. I was trying to wonder what the goal was there for Grayhound. Now they are going to go for the slight save again. That's fine. Just trying to understand what was the Deagle and AK goal there.
Mostly just to try and get some damage. They really do just want to keep the CT economy low. And in that regard, the last round just didn't achieve that whatsoever. I mean, they're going to rush out of again now. Right into the waiting crosshairs of Zeph, Alistair, and Imagine here too. That's it. It's basically just a bit of a bloodbath. But it was never intended to be anything too great. In fact, I would really like to see an upgrade from Hats at this stage, but I don't know if he's going to go through that. On the other side, Greyhounds, they have the guns, they have the utility. Used correctly, they can bait out some utility from Order and make this mid to late game that much better for them. And aggressive peaks like that from Alistair does further the number advantage for Greyhound.
Greyhound looking very strong at the moment, especially with the fact that they have not rushed into anything quite yet. Just the patience that they have right now has been very huge for them, and they've been using it very, very efficiently at the moment. They do know that their economy is not the best, and they want to make sure that, while they have a huge lead, they don't want to make sure that that gap closes anytime soon as well. They do want to be able to finish out this game. finding Alistair and just taking those aggressive peeks are very good. They have 50 seconds left on the clock. They have still a good amount of time to work with, and they still have an all right amount of utility. That's a good lineup from Haas, though. Oh, Haas is not going to follow up, though. They only find Dexter, so they're just going to rush ramp and go through vents and see what happens. Kind of all over the place at the moment. Not all over the place, but certainly a race to the bomb site right now.
Yep, Hats will get his upgrade after securing a kill with that ump, and that'll be a 3 versus 4 retake situation. They have utility, they've got incendiaries, but I think the first couple of kills need to come out from Grayhound. As we say that, Zeph does some work there. They know where Sterling is. But, oh no, they're being picked apart slowly but surely. Throwing some utility in. They want to get the smoke in, but that said, they Malta has the angle. They're just going to... Oh.
Not the knife. Okay.
Wait, no.
Come on.
Really? Really? You got greedy, Malta. That...
You can have a Hawaiian shirt esports jersey, but that doesn't allow you to run around the place just throwing sharp objects around. Didn't your mom always tell you it's dangerous to run with sharp objects?
I don't know what to make about that. Make of that. That was a serious point for them right there, and all they had to do was just unload a clip into smoke. But Order have to be feeling incredibly chuffed about that. That was not their round to win, but they got it.
What weapon does Int have? What on earth is going on?
He has the Orc. That's the COD rifle. Some recent changes to the game made it only $50 more expensive than a normal rifle, and a few different properties to it. You notice how he's sort of scoped in here at the moment. Yeah, if he just one taps ahead, he's pretty much got him dead right then and there. Has good hipfire accuracy as well. In fact, yep, he doesn't even need to do that. He can just fire through the stairs itself. It's the same with the SG, the equivalent on the T side,
okay.
Similarly priced. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, let's say it's not a gun that we've seen in Counter-Strike, at least at this level, for years and years and years. Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got the bomb. They can hop onto this site, but Hats is waiting for them. They walk into his crosshairs. 10 seconds left. He has to try and get something here. He might be able to get the...
Oh, no!
Alistair is very happy to stop that, and...
Forget...
I honestly can't believe Grayhound have let Order back into this. That is... I don't think they'll quite believe it either, but... Yeah, that's what happened. That's the reality. We have to deal with it. But they're gonna go for a fast push onto this ramp. Order's waiting for it though. Utility flying out. That's called in the retreat there. Hats, he only gets one. Zeph also going down. That's it. They needed to just add a little bit of tempo to their approach. And that's earned them a bomb site.
Managed to get the plant. No knives. Seeing what they can do.
Don't you dare say that.
What? Caster curse it?
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, but we saw a knife for a second. All right.
Yeah. I mean, just that O was for Dick Stacey's shot and Inz's as well. They're gonna drop smoke on here if they wanted to. They could just. Okay, they won't do that, and there we go. Thank you, Grayhound, for my sanity for not pulling out another knife there.
Yeah, thank Aircast specifically. Was it Malta the one that did the knife?
I think it was Malta, yeah.
Uh,
I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was Malta.
well, they certainly.
He was the one I blamed at the time, though. So, if it wasn't Malta, then I'm sorry, Malta. It's not your fault. But look,
It's not your fault, though. Okay, well, here we go. It is the last round.
Yeah, here we go. It's
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Bemmy.
final countdown. Just ignore that joke altogether. I hear a sigh and I just go hold on, we're at IEM. Probably shouldn't pull out that joke. It's the big type. The big tops. There we go.
Maybe save those ones for MDL. No. They're welcome everywhere. They just hurt my soul. That's all. That's what is potentially soul crushing is the fact that Order will have to use their dollars wisely, and they're able to do. They've done pretty well here. I mean, Grayhound, on the other hand, got so much to work with. If they keep up their form, they're able to pick apart this Order defense little bit by little bit with all of those Molotov smokes, grenades, all of that good stuff. They might get this entire series. And Sterling in a very open position there. He used the off angle pretty well and was able to catch out Alistair as a result.
Wonder what results they're trying to find. Oh, Sterling, like you said, was very exposed. There's a COD rifle coming in. They stop in just in the nick of time. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he almost got 2 kills there. That would have been a bit of a game changer.
Yeah, it would have been a big time game changer. Oh, that's a game changer as well. Zeph able to get Dick Stacy, but there's Malta able to follow up, and they can just go ahead and rush into this, pick up the bomb, and they're just trying to clear this out. Are they just trying to clear the bomb site so that way they have what looks like Dexter waiting in the wing?
Well, that was not going to be the way to do it. The fact that the bomb has been dropped in such an open position as well is going to be something of a detriment. But Malta, though, his peak onto Hats is a little bit unreal. Imagine is there to trade this one out, and it's only 10 seconds left. Malta only wins this if he can plant the bomb, if he has the time to do it. And, oh, he's faked it!
Why would you fake it?
He must have thought he was much closer than he really was.
Yeah, I guess so. We do have caster vision.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Ever since I opened up Word.exe, all my games look like this.
You would have been reported and banned for life if that was the case. Well, at the moment, no COD rifle coming into this time around. Jev is just going to be straight up wherever they so desire with these weapons, and we're seeing a little more restraint from them. Just seeing a bunch of M's come in, see what they can do. Grayhound, this is their last chance with some reasonable amount of utility and weapons before they sort of have to go for another save here and make it even more dangerously close for an overtime.
It's very quiet now. Grayhound are banking a lot on this approach onto ramp. Blinded, run out anyways. The smoke being dropped does provide them with a bit of leeway here to move on to ramp. Still not convinced this side is theirs, though, and rightfully so. Inns might be able to get the drop. Malta, though! He was on 4 health. Inns also getting taken out as well. This is territory Order. Def is able to even it up just a little bit. So does Imagine. How this goes from here, this is a very tense moment. Order has to be able to take the site somehow. They've only got 2 flashes to do it. Likewise, Grayhound only has 3 flashes to defend it with. Malta gets the first kill. Absolutely needed. Imagine, oh, Hats rather trades it out, but Imagine drops into the sights of his team. That's it. Hats, he's got the kit. Does he have the time though?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got it. So
Well,
if I have chest problems, if I go to the doctor and I have heart palpitations, I'm going to be blaming this game. Oh, at the very least, that round. That was very close.
yeah. Imagine a knife stopping everything. Really dead in its track. Now, Grayhound has to. They're going for the slight save, and then they gotta go buy in again. They just sort of get run over very quickly. Could potentially be the 8s for Hats, unless Zeph thinks it's not fun. And then
Steph, officially
what a
a
bully.
party pooper.
Yeah, now this is dangerously close,
Right.
and I'm feeling overtime. I'm feeling overtime right now. I'm gonna call it right now. I'm making a prediction, making the bold predictions out of just sheer confidence of nothing. It's based off of nothing. I'm just feeling the vibe right now, Jeff.
Okay, that sounds exactly like a castle curse for me, but we'll see what happens. That said, though, Order haven't necessarily given you too much reason to doubt them. They have been much stronger in these past few rounds. Might be the kind of team that does basically just dig deep as soon as their backs are against the wall, and this is it. Greyhound has match point. They have series point. Again, it is theirs to lose.
Yeah.
And walking through this, they don't want to give away any information, because if somebody's close enough to hear footsteps, that basically signals them to just unleash on the smoke. Oh, Dick Stacy. Able to best Hats there. It's a bad start for Order. They've had worse positions to work out of this map, though. And Imagine somehow gets the win there on Dexter. I thought Dexter would have had him.
I think they could see through the smoke a little bit earlier, so they might have had the information before Dexter did.
Oh. This is really back and forth.
Gotta make this count. Order can just very well not do anything. Like they could just easily just hold at sites, just go back and forth between mid, and just let them come to them. Wow, that is a double kill, and that's gotta be the round right there.
That is Imagine for you, and yeah, that is it. Put into a very desperate. Malta tries to storm Hut, but Zeph is waiting for him. That's it. This is how Order brings this back.
It's 2 rounds away.
Yep.
I feel it. So there's slight save. Doing the best they can. After this, it all comes down to after what the save is. I actually would have been happy for them to just go for the full save and just go for it afterwards. But I guess they want to see if maybe they can cheese their way through a couple of CZs to get this potential win, but we'll have to wait and see. They are rushing for B now with as a group's pack of fish. Why did they do that?
Because who rushes through a Molotov like that? But that said, though, I think it's at this stage it is going to be more about CT economy than keeping your own strong. Because if you take a look, they aren't sitting too pretty either. Speaking of pretty, Inns with a beautiful flank here. Takes out Sterling. Dick Stacy has to fall back a little bit. He's waiting for somebody to push him. And that somebody will be Inns, and he wins that dual bomb control firmly in the hands of the CTs. This is pretty much a matter of Greyhound having to go for them, and Dexter. It's 2 flashes, so if he's able to catch them off guard well enough with them, he could very well win this. Poking around for information. He's not going to find it.
Waiting impatiently as well. Zeph and Inns are in a really good position to gather this information. Oh, could have killed the teammate. And now, here we go. This is the buy round. This is all all for it. Do they go overtime or do they win it right here? Honestly, I would have liked to seen the just. This is just me. I would have liked to seen them just go for the full save, and then invest heavily into the next round and try to close it up that way. But you know what? That's fine. They still have enough money to buy into stuff. So we will wait and see how that works out for them.
Yeah, likewise, the economic damage placed under order by Grayhound is effectively nullified by the fact that they're able to save so many rifles, so they just buy up for their teammates and they a little bit safer. I wouldn't call this a perfect buy either, but it's definitely enough for a team like Order to work with.
It definitely made it expensive last round for them, so it wasn't always going to be perfect in the end. Have to wait and see. Ooh, Ints, are they going to find the first kill? Yes, they will. Urcast is going to go down very, very quickly. And they get the trade, though, so... Oh, my goodness. Jav, I'm shaking in my chair.
This advanced positioning from Imagine would have been great if they were going for A, but that's not the case. They really want to take this B site. They're rushing on to ramp. Dick Stacy with a flank into secret there. They know he could be there, but he'll get the drop onto Enigmas, traded out by Zeph almost immediately. And this is it. Can Order bring this back? 2 versus 3 retake. They'll throw in the flash. And, oh no, Zeph gives up his life there, trying to get the peak. And Alistair, I don't know if he's been spotted. They definitely would have heard him, though. And that's it.
There it
With the
is.
flank, Grayhound are able to clinch this right at the end, 16-14. They take the series 2-1. My God, they had to make that close, though.
Whew. That was potentially very, very close. I don't even know if Greyhound should have...
After the knife?
Yeah. After the
No.
knife, I don't know if that was necessary, but they did a good job overall. They followed it through and nicely done. Well, Order did a great job as well. Made a very close game for them, and it was a great series overall, Jeff. I was very happy to cast this with you.
Yeah, likewise. I've been having a blast with the 2 Order matches so far, and being able to see Legacy and Greyhounds was pretty fantastic too. That is it for the moment. We'll just be heading over to an extended break, so keep an eye on this. Think we're going to be back. Hopefully we will be, but thanks for tuning in. So far, you've been joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, Bemi. So hopefully we'll have more for you.